I welcome Dr. Avinash Bhosle, sir, President SAMS, and Dr. Shilpa Tivaskar, madam, editor newsletter SAMS.
Hello.
Our association has a, yes, can
Thank
you
you,
hear me?
sir.
Good evening, Sheetal madam.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, Sheetal, ma'am.
Good evening, Sheetal.
Yeah.
Good evening.
I
Good
welcome
evening,
you on
madam.
behalf of the AAA. Now, AAA has a long and rich tradition of excellence in clinical care and organizing CMEs. I am proud to be associated with its continued growth and success. Having taken the charge as honorary secretary from September 2025, this is our first webinar, and we are committed to innovation in perioperative clinical care to maximize the quality and efficiency in anesthesia, pain, and critical care in a thriving academic environment. We are also focused on discovery and translation of novel therapies and healthcare delivery. I'm thankful to the SAMS office bearer, especially President Dr. Avinash Bhosle sir and Honorable Secretary SAMS Dr. Sheetal Dalal madam for providing us a Geneca platform for today's webinar. Thank you very much. And I will hand over the mic to Dr. Sangeeta madam for further proceedings.
Okay. Thank you, Sachin. Good evening, all. Myself, Dr. Sangeeta Kulkarni, President, on behalf of AA, welcome you all for our today's webinar. And today we are exceptionally privileged to have our esteemed SAMS President, Dr. Avinash Bhosle sir, SAMS Secretary, Dr. Sheetal Dalal madam, and News Editor, Dr. Shilpa madam. Sir and madam, we are truly deeply honored by your presence. This is our first webinar since we have taken up the charge of office bearers as an office bearer. And today we are having two topics for this webinar. One is integrating AI from stethoscope to chatbot. And second is anesthetic management of a patient posted for robotic surgeries. As all of we know, AI has already changed much of the world as we know. And AI is used to diagnose, create and personalize treatment plans and even predict survival rates. And the ultimate goal of integrating AI into healthcare is not to replace the human element, but to amplify human capabilities. So for these topics, today we have a chairperson, Dr. Sujit Khade. I would like to introduce Sujit Khade in short. He is an eminent cardiac anesthesiologist associated with Ozone Anesthesia Group. He is a receiver of many prestigious awards like ISA National Diligent Award, President's Appreciation Award, and he has a special interest in regional anesthesia and pediatric and advanced vascular access. Good evening, Sujit sir. We welcome you for this webinar.
Good evening, good evening. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Yes, and we will start with first lecture today. Dr. Sachin Kale will be delivering this lecture. It gives us an immense pleasure to have Sachin Kale with us today. And Dr. Kale, he is a reputed practicing pathologist from Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, and he is associated with MGM Medical College as a professor of pathology, and he is a director of Central Laboratory since 16 years. He is keenly interested in quality system and is qualified internal auditor with NABL and NABH that is associated with MGM Medical College. He is very much interested in teaching and learning technologies using newer and newer techniques. And he has done many short educational videos and which have become quite popular on Instagrams. And he has many research projects under his name. Now, over to you, Sachin Kale, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Sangeeta madam, for this invitation. After a long time, I have joined a Zoom meeting and I had almost forgotten how to operate all these things. And my topic is on computer technology. So see the irony. But anyway, hats off to all the anesthesia groups of Sambhaji Nagar and rest of the Maharashtra for continuing this activity on a monthly basis. So that tells a lot about your interest in academics and spreading the knowledge. So without much ado, I would just like to start the session. So it's about integrating AI tools in everyday medicine. So there are a lot of AI tools that all of us know. What is AI, that we will see. What are the AI tools that are easily and freely available for all of us, that we will see. Many people are quite scared at the thought of this artificial intelligence and large language models, LLMs as they are called, and they think that I don't know much anything about technology. I can hardly operate computer. But then most of us drive the car, but none of us know how the automatic transmission works, or how the even the braking system works, or how the power windows work, but we use it. So for using a technology, we need not understand what goes on under the hood. Same is true with artificial intelligence. So this is just one slide which is telling what AI is about. So AI are the technology capable of automated decision making via analysis of data. We also take some decisions based on data. So we can teach computers to take the decision by training the models. So that is what artificial intelligence is about. So this data can be medical images, patient records, and reasoning and learning to make accurate predictions on clinical decisions. So all these things is data. Then what is a chatbot? We have heard ChatGPT. Chatbot is a software that uses generative AI, generative artificial intelligence, to simulate human conversation. Generative means it is generated afresh every time. We have used search engine like Google since years. So Google just retrieves the pages available on the internet. It doesn't generate or synthesize anything. But this AI will read the pages and generate a fresh paragraph or summary for you. That is what generation is means. That is what generative artificial intelligence is. So with this, just a single slide about what artificial intelligence is about, we will see what are the different tools that are available. We have all used ChatGPT. Many of us know what Gemini is, Copilot, Claude, Research Rabbit. Then there are there are plethora of tools that have come up, and every time I give this presentation, something new catches my eye. So in the end, we will see about how to generate images using artificial intelligence, and what are the ethical and legal issues involved in artificial intelligence in medical science. So let's begin with the first tool, ChatGPT. Everybody knows Chat, because that's the tool that broke the internet, or maybe the started all the artificial intelligence. This started with ChatGPT, and what it does, everybody knows. We have all used it. Then how to use ChatGPT for our medical purpose? Some of the interesting commands that can be given to ChatGPT include: it can be used to revise the text. So sometimes many of us English, we have not learned in English medium school, and we are not comfortable in English. So our English may be a little bit not that okay. So you can use ChatGPT to revise the text so that we can have more formal vocabulary for academic audience. It can also transform the sentences to eliminate colloquial language and enhance the overall scholarly tone of the document. It can be used to enhance the clarity and coherence of the text by implementing sophisticated sentence structures and advanced language uses. So these are some of the, it can be used as a English teacher, maybe, or maybe somebody who corrects whatever we write, somebody who distills our sentences, our ideas, something like that. So Sangeeta madam was very keen that we should have something about research in the, how to use these tools in the research. So ChatGPT can be used to brainstorm research question. Many MD students, or some of us faculties, or some of us who are teachers in medical school, we have to publish at least 2 papers every year, and what research topics to think. So you can just ask ChatGPT, suggest some research questions in anesthesia in India for PhD and MD anesthesia. So it gave a whole list of topics. First was airway management, very high relevance in India. What is the predictive accuracy of, I don't even know what this is. What is the predictive accuracy of modified Malampati? I don't know whether it is right. This has, ChatGPT has given this. If there is some error, you can always correct. And next, circumference in obese Indian patients. Is video laryngoscopy superior to direct laryngoscopy in anticipated difficult airways in the Indian tertiary hospitals? Can ultrasound guided airway assessment reduce failed intubation rates in emergency surgeries? So these were some of the topics suggested. Then for obstetric anesthesia, it suggested number of other topics: comparison of low dose spinal versus combined spinal epidural for elective cesarean section. So you can ask ChatGPT regarding the different research topics. If you cannot think, then you can ask all these tools. Not only ChatGPT, there are other tools that I'm going to discuss, and all of the same question I'm going to post to number of other tools also. Let us see what responses it gives. This is one. It can also be used to create seminar outline. Suppose you are asked to give a talk. So for example, I was asked to give a talk on gestational diabetes. So I said, create a seminar outline on the topic gestational diabetes. Context is a seminar in a medical school. Language should be academic and setting should be formal. So it created a seminar. So of course, we have to judge whatever it has given is correct or not. But then it can give us some idea regarding how to start, how to introduce the topic, what are the key elements to include, and how to conclude, and all these things. Now, those of us who are in medical college, sometimes we have to design question paper also, and sometimes we forget, and the deadline is in the evening. So you can ask, design a question paper on transfusion medicine with 4 short answer type questions, and it can give. So it just creates this thing, and these questions are created. Define ABO blood group system, describe the antigen antibody interactions involved in ABO, something like that. So these questions, again, you have to judge whether they are correct or not, and then you have to use it. Now I would ask you to join this Slido quiz. Those of us in MGM know how to use Slido. Those who don't, please take a screenshot of this QR code and scan it, or you can just go to slido.com and enter this meeting number. So let us see whether you are able to do it. Just take a screenshot. Those of you on the laptop, maybe I don't think you can take a screenshot and screen, but you can open your browser and go to slido.com and enter this meeting number. Let us see whether you are able to join. I'll just wait. Otherwise, those who are not able to join, you can just tell me, how do you use ChatGPT? Have you used ChatGPT? And I would also request that you please join this slido.com, because at the end there are a few multiple choice questions that I'm going to give you to sort of clear our understanding regarding this topic, so that you can answer from that your own mobile, or you have mobile, right? Those who are having laptop, they can directly scan this QR code using your mobile. Those who are using mobiles for the meeting, they can take a screenshot. Am I clear? Can somebody give me some idea whether
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
I
not
Yes,
yet
sir.
used? Somebody said not yet used. Okay. Other people, research purpose and quick answers. Use regularly for my writing work and also for other ideas. Okay, nice. So people are using it. Those who are not able to log in yet, they can just they can just tell me how do you use it for medical purpose.
Sir, I'm not able to log in.
What you are using? Are you using laptop or mobile for the
Laptop,
meeting?
laptop.
So you have a mobile with you?
Yes.
Just take out the mobile and scan the QR code. Have you used QR code? Means you can scan the QR code, it will open in a link.
Yes.
Chat AI. Somebody has said chat.
Open
AI.
link. Should I press
Yes,
open
you
link?
Yeah, press open link.
Yes, open link करून ओपन करायचं.
Okay.
लिंक झाली, क्वेश्चन येईल वर आता.
Small
Oh,
day-to-day queries.
There
So
will be a question how you use ChatGPT.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
your answers will come here. Now there is in between, I'm going to talk a lot about number of other tools, and at the end we will have this using the same QR code. You can answer some of the questions. So Meta you have used. Meta is on WhatsApp. So it's okay. So there are so many tools that have come up. All the big companies, tech companies, have come up with some sort of a AI tool, which is most of its features are free for use, and there are some paid versions. Also, ChatGPT has come up with a paid version, which is about 399 rupees. But I think they learned from Geo people, and they are offering it for free for first year, I guess. So you can sign up for ChatGPT, upgrade ChatGPT. It is free for 1 year. After that, it is 399 rupees per year. So you get you get more questions which are free, and you get
It is
some.
also free in our phones also. Ultra 24 and other higher end.
Yes. ChatGPT app is there.
Yeah.
So that is also there.
Even now WhatsApp it is available.
Yeah. WhatsApp Meta, the company's Meta means.
Yeah, Meta. Yes.
The Zuckerberg means Mark Zuckerberg has come up with that Meta AI. ChatGPT was a brainchild of Sam Altman, and ChatGPT was progressing so fast that people were scared whether AI will cause some harm or something like that. So a section of people from this company ChatGPT, they broke away and they formed their own company called I think they have a AI called Claude, which is also very good. Claude. I'm going to talk about that. Anyway, let's move ahead. So another use is to rework the text to ensure academic conventions such as proper citation, adherence to a specific reference style, etc. It can refine the text by integrating relevant scholarly sources also. It can enhance text academic rigor by incorporating empirical evidence, data, or case studies to support the theoretical claims. So these are some of the medical uses, some of the research uses that we can put ChatGPT, give ChatGPT command and get this done through it. Now coming to next AI tool, that is Gemini from Google. So all these companies were developing their own AI tools, but since ChatGPT was the first to release their AI tools, everybody rushed in with their own versions of some large language models or artificial intelligence models. Again, the same thing that you can do with ChatGPT, you can do with Gemini. You can try same questions on multiple platforms and see which suits your answer. You can judge which is right for your purpose at the moment and choose that particular answer. So I pose the same question to Gemini, and this is the answer by Gemini. So Gemini said MD anesthesia thesis questions. So compare the efficacy of erector spiny plane block versus thoracic paravertebral block for post-operative analgesia in patients undergoing thoracotomy. So these are some of the research questions that Gemini provided. And then you are free to judge whether these research questions are suitable based on the population that we are having, whether it is relevant, whether it is novel enough, all those things. The FINER algorithm. FINER algorithm is one with which we decide our thesis topic, right? F is for feasibility, F out of FINER is for F is for feasibility, I is for interest, N is for novelty, E is for ethical, and R is for relevant. So FINER, whether you can check all these topics, whether it fits in the FINER algorithm, and then decide the topic for your student, or if you are a student, then you can suggest to your teacher. Then Microsoft, not to be left behind, they invested a lot in ChatGPT. So they are a big stakeholder in ChatGPT. So Microsoft Copilot is nothing but ChatGPT at the end. At the back end, Microsoft Copilot is nothing but ChatGPT. So Microsoft Copilot's answer and ChatGPT's answer were almost similar. So I have skipped, the first part was literally same. When I asked Copilot the same question and copy pasted the same question in ChatGPT, first few answers were, but then this was something new. So regarding the research topics in anesthesia, so cost effectiveness of low resource anesthesia techniques in district hospitals, etc. Then how do you compare MD research topic with a PhD research topic? So airway management for a MD level, the topic can be comparative device studies. For a PhD, the airway management can be AI-based airway prediction models and something like that. So how the MD level research differs from a PhD level research on the same topic, that has also been demonstrated by this Copilot. Now coming to Claude, that Anthropic. Anthropic was the company which people who broke away from ChatGPT and formed their own company because they were not sure about the motive of ChatGPT regarding how fast this model should progress. The unique thing about Claude is that you can paste a very big article in this. While ChatGPT has a limitation, if you try to paste a big article in the ChatGPT, it will say that you upload a file, you convert it into some Word file or a PDF file and upload the file, and then it will read. But Claude automatically converts big text into a file on its own. So when you have something big to analyze, Claude is the way to go. So it can be used to prepare discharge summaries. It can be used to prepare medical certificates. It can be used as a clinical decision support. It can create differential diagnosis. You can ask about drug interactions to these chatbots. It can help in patient communication in regional languages. You can tell it to convert something into regional language for consent purpose or something. Now coming to AI-enabled browsers, all these companies, this ChatGPT, everybody is using Chrome, right? Everybody uses Chrome or some Edge or some other browser to browse the internet. Now these AI companies have also come up with their own browsers. So unique thing about these browsers is that Microsoft Edge has a Copilot in it. So if you are reading some paper or some article in it, it can summarize. At the end, if you click on I will just demonstrate in the next slide how it is done. So real-time summarization of medical articles and PDFs directly in your browser. You can, if your PDF is opening on your laptop or on your mobile, you can ask what is written in this PDF, what is the take-home message, something like that. Means it is like a friend who has read the article and he will tell you the answers to your questions. So you need not read the complete article, but your friend has read it and he will tell you regarding different queries that you are having. Then Perplexity, that company also, you must be knowing about Perplexity. It is a again, an artificial intelligence company with a large language model. The owner, I think the person is from IIT Madras. I forgot his name, but they are also in a big way in the artificial intelligence. They have a browser called Comet, and it can provide verified source linked answers for clinical queries and drug protocols. Then ChatGPT has a browser called Atlas, and it can automate a repetitive documentation task like discharge summaries or lab reports. So this can be done. It can automatically answer your email also. So now Gemini has been incorporated. Gemini is the artificial intelligence tool from Google, which has been integrated into all the Google sort of products. Like it is there in the Gmail. You can ask it to reply to your email. Then it is there in your Google Slides or Google Documents or Google presentations, and that there also it can help. So these companies are now integrating these AI tools into various productivity applications like Office Suite, everything like that. So this is the Microsoft browser on Android mobile. So I was reading this article from Lancet. So it was a systematic review and meta-analysis on submicroscopic plasmodium infections in India. So if you can see here, there is one icon over here. I don't know whether mouse is visible, but there is one icon over here. Is this icon visible to all of you? And this
Yes, sir.
colored icon.
Yes, yes, sir.
So if you click on
Yes,
it,
sir.
the Copilot opens, and I asked it to summarize the article. So it created the summary. So you can query anything, means whatever is written in that. What was the material and method section? What is the conclusion? What is there for me for teaching purpose or for learning purpose? So these were the summary that is created by browser. So I was reading on the internet, and the summary is provided to me as a ready-made. And you can have some custom questions, means whatever questions that come to your mind, you can ask it and it will provide the answer based on the article. So this is what browsers which are artificial intelligence enabled can do for you. Now, artificial intelligence in clinical practice. It has applications across medical practice. In differential diagnosis generation, you can provide case history and it can provide differential diagnosis. You can create educational material. You can create discharge summaries. You can ask it evidence-based queries. It will search the various evidence-based articles and give answer to your queries. Drug interactions can be checked. Then in research, it can help in streamlining the research process. It can help in protocol design assistance. Means once you have decided the topic, you can ask it to give you a protocol. So it will give you everything, means how materials and methods or patients and methods section, statistical, it can help with statistical analysis. This is one area where we are puzzled when to use t test, chi-square test, or some other test. So if you provide that this is my control group and this is my patient group, and this is what I am doing, this is what I am going to test, suggest me the which statistical test to apply, it will apply. So you can ask it to write a grant based on your grant writing support. You can make it write a letter or a grant, and it will come up with beautiful English regarding why a grant is necessary for a particular research project. It can help in systematic review assistance. Means once systematic review means multiple articles are checked, and then a summary of the article is prepared for review. So that there also it can help. In education, artificial intelligence in medical education, it can transform teaching and learning. So it can create OSCE also, objective structured clinical examination scenario. This can also be created. It can create case-based learning modules. It can create individualized learning paths. Somebody is having difficulty in particular topic, it can tell how to proceed. Means a student can use it to develop his own learning path. So it can be used to develop questions also. Assessment questions can also be generated. It can generate MCQs. It can generate short answer type questions. It can develop long answer type questions. You can all try this and see how it does. the work. Then particular concept is difficult to explain to student. That person can take a photograph of the paragraph which is difficult to understand and upload it on ChatGPT or any of the tools that we have discussed, and it will give a proper explanation. You can tell it to explain the concept like a 4th grade student. You can ask it to explain like a 10th grade student. You can ask it to explain like some professor, Oxford or Cambridge or maybe Stanford professor. So it can customize according to our learning abilities. Then it can be used for clinical decision support and diagnostics. So it can use for medical image analysis. It can you can use it to develop treatment protocol and drug interaction checks, etc. Then in medical education and research, it can also be used for rapid literature review to summarize the research topic. So there are tools that I'm going to show you, like there are multiple tools which can combine the multiple PDF and summarize, give a combined summary of all the articles. It can be used in evidence-based practice and evidence-based research. So it can be used to develop quizzes, tutors. It can be used as a tutor. So many ways these tools can be used in medical education. So coming to Perplexity AI, it can answer your queries, generate summaries, and help your research topics. So now I will just let us see whether we can. Perplexity opens over here. We can have a small demonstration whether Perplexity. I had already kept few things open, but I'm not sure whether Perplexity was part of that. I don't see Perplexity, or Perplexity is here. So have you used, any of you used Perplexity? Can,
Yes, sir.
can anybody suggest some question in anesthesia which can ask here? Any questions? Somebody can unmute and some question in anesthesia.
So why this video laryngoscopy is better than the conventional laryngoscopy?
Why this video laryngoscopy is
Better
better than
Conventional laryngoscopy.
conventional laryngoscopy? Let us see what answer it gives. So, have you used, anybody of you have used Perplexity?
I am
No,
using
sir.
No,
No, sir.
Okay.
no, sir.
So this is the answer that is given. You can just check because I'm not authority to understand anything about anesthesia. So I have
Perfect
been
answers given,
beneficiary
sir.
of anesthesia once, as Sangeeta madam and Kirkar madam, Vasanti madam can vouch. They have given me anesthesia once, but, and then there are related queries also. There are 20 sources which you can check from which it has taken. These are the sources from which this it has taken this thing, and this will not hallucinate. This will not give wrong answer basically, because it will always be based on some sources, and you can always check the sources from where the answer is generated. There are references also, means you can check. There are references also which you can go there. This PubMed reference is there. You can click on it. It will go to PubMed. So this is how you can use Perplexity. So I will just go back to presentation. And there are a few other tools which of course I want to demonstrate. So this is a very interesting tool called Research Rabbit. So Research Rabbit, I will just demonstrate this because it is better that way. I have it open here. What you have to do is Research Rabbit. So I was just checking about artificial intelligence in medical practice or in laboratory. So what you have to do is you have to first upload one article or something like that. One article you have to upload. Suppose I uploaded this article. So this article I have uploaded, and it can be a link to article. It can be a title of the article, and then you just click on the similar. So it will just find references which are similar to this article and which are being quoted. So these are the references which have been generated. So this article has been quoted by other articles. So you can click on that new article, similar article open. So there are multiple tools like this. This is called Research Rabbit. There are connected papers, tool like connected papers where, so this paper has been cited by these two. This is 2021 paper. This has been cited by these two papers, and these papers have cited other papers. Means this how the papers have been citing each other. That also this tool demonstrates, and not only that, then the reference you get automatically. So for your review, it becomes a lot easy, because finding the references become a lot easy with this particular tool. So that's what I wanted to tell about these tools. So you can explore. Means all these tools need like a half an hour of experimentation to understand properly how it can be used. But in a brief, this is what we can do. So this is how you add a paper, and then it shows the related references. So this is how research, very interesting tool. Then there is one more tool called Elicit. It uses large language models to help you automate the research workflow. We'll just see how this Elicit works. Wait a minute, I have it open here. So our question will copy paste the same question, I guess. Same question will, why this question will copy and go to Elicit. Same question I have pasted here. Let us see what happens. So it will just come up with references. Why this it is coming up. It is still working. Here what happens is that you have something called filters. Filters are very interesting. In that you can select a filter which has PDF or something. Now the answer is coming. This is the direct answer that is given. So these are the number of papers. Each paper has a summary, and the answer is through multiple. As you can see, multiple studies provide robust evidence for this claim. This is the study by Elena, 2025, found video laryngoscopy reduced the mean intubation time. So this is the summary that this tool has prepared from the papers that are listed on the left side. These are the different papers that have been listed, and each paper has a summary. So it becomes very easy. So you can have filters where just show me the paper which are having only PDF, means full text available, only those papers, apply. It will just show the papers which are having PDF only. Something like that. Then you can publication date, you can specify any time to 2025. You can just say that I want it between maybe something like 2020 to 2025, something like that. And there are so many filters by which you can use the study analysis, whether you want to review, a systematic analysis, a randomized control trial, or you want abstract should contain such and such word, something like that you can use. So there are multiple ways in which this Elicit can help you with literature review and your research question. So the more you explore about it, the better you will become. And there are, I'll just clear the filter so that we can explore a few other things. There are multiple ways in which this can be added. Means you have a you can specify a number of things that this tool should find from the articles. What is the population? So it will just every article with population of the study. There are multiple ways in which this can be used. So here on the right side, you can specify what summary it should give. Column name. You can decide that column name should be say ABC. Suggest me something, means tell me instruction. Take population, study population from article and mention in this column. So if you apply, the new column will be created. Okay, some need to figure out how this happens. I have also not used it, but then you can figure it out how it is used. So new column can be created in the short period that we have over here. It's difficult to explore all these things, but you can create a new column. Here summary is there, but apart from that, there are a number of ways in which this can be created. Summary is there. This summary comes instruction. So summary column has this instruction. Similarly, you can create your own specific column. something like this. Am I getting, am I getting through to you what I'm trying to tell?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, very well, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we'll move on to the next
Very nice, sir.
tool. Thank you. So this is Elicit. And then there is a tool called Gamma. So what it does is it's an AI powered app that can convert any article into presentation in minutes. So basically, if you don't have a time, you forgot that you had a lecture coming up and suddenly you are asked. So you can go to Gamma app and tell. So this is the command that I had given: pathophysiology of gestational diabetes mellitus. Prepare lecture on this. So it responded, sounds interesting. Let me come up with few ideas. So it has come up with these ideas like definition, risk factors, pathophysiology, etc. So I said continue. So on continuing, this is the presentation that it created in minutes. So this was the presentation that it created. I just gave it command, prepare a presentation, and this is the presentation it created in less than a minute. So you can see how the graphics, etc., are prepared, and you can directly present it at the upper. If you can see my mouse, you can directly present it from here, and you can download it as a PPT also. So this is a tool which generates PowerPoint presentation in minutes based on the command that you give. This is first 300 presentations are free, and after that it charges, I guess. So this is one tool which can prepare PowerPoints. Now, okay, we'll move on to the next slide. Perplexity we have already seen. There is one more tool called Jenny. Jenny AI is a tool for writing research papers. So you start writing, it will complete the sentence. It will guess what you are trying to say. It is up to you whether to accept it or not. So this tool can also be explored, but this tool is free for only 200 words per day. After that, it charges. So this can help researchers to write their papers more quickly and easily, and it can help to improve the quality of their writing. So this is one interesting tool, but it is paid. Then recently I discovered one more tool called Notebook LLM. So it can read guidelines, textbooks, and PDFs. It can give you source-based answers. So there is low hallucination risk. There is less chance of mistake because you are providing the source, and you will always provide a source which you trust, right? That PDF or that article or textbook you will provide. It saves time in teaching, research, and exam preparation. You can upload trusted documents and ask smart clinical queries like summarize the airway assessment steps, compare spinal versus epidural, etc. But then whatever it generates, we should verify and use responsibly. I will again demonstrate this tool. So this is a notebook LLM that I have opened in my browser. So see, there is one video that I uploaded here. So this was the video. This was the video which I uploaded here, means link to video, YouTube video. Wait a minute. So there is a video on this side. You can see a little bit of video over here. This video you can play also this video. So this video link I uploaded, and what it did was it created the summary of the video over here. So this is the summary of the video. The essential AI research tools for modern academia. The provided transcript highlights the diverse collection of AI-driven platforms designed to simplify and enhance various stages. So you don't need to watch even YouTube video. It will summarize for you. So this is a 25-minute video, but this summary you can read in 1 minute. So not only that, on the right side, if you can see, it is having audio overview. It is having a video overview. It can create a new video. And what I tried was it can create a mind map. Let us see. I have not tried this, but infographic I checked. Let us see what infographic it comes up with. So, okay, this was the infographic, I guess. It will come up. So this was the infographic it came up with. It is not visible at this, but you can download and just magnify this. I will just try to press Control and plus so that it's not magnifying. Anyway, let us check one more infographic, what it creates. Finding it difficult to scroll. Yeah. So this is one more infographic that it created based on that video. I just gave it a link to that video, and this is the researcher's toolkit, a guide to smarter academic work. And this was the all things that the person discussed in the video, and infographic is created by Notebook LLM. So everything is there. Elicit is there. There are many things which I have not. Jenny is there, which I had discussed. Consensus is a tool which tells what is the consensus about multiple papers. If you give it links to multiple paper, it will tell what is the consensus opinion. There is Thesis-ify. There are so many new tools that are coming up. Every time I give this presentation, I learn few new tools. But I stick to general tools which are ChatGPT and all those things that are enough, because we are not a hardcore researcher, we are a practitioner. So we use this. There is a mind map. It can prepare mind map also. Let us see what mind map it prepares. It will take some time, but let us see. This is interesting because not only video link you can put in Notebook LLM, but PDF and other things also you can put in Notebook LLM, and it will give you all these tools at your hand. It can give you audio summary, video summary, mind maps, flashcards. It will quiz you. So there are so many ways in it. It is taking some time. So I think we should skip this for want of time, because this becomes a very lengthy. All these tools are in a way, this becomes a half-day workshop in a way. If you really want all the details, it becomes a half-day workshop. So we were here. So this is, I hope you got the gist about how to use Notebook LLM. It is from Google. Then generating images, there was that Ghibli trend, if all of you remember. Everybody uploaded their images, and it created a cartoon in the fashion of Ghibli, which is a Japanese cartoon style. You can create in Pixar style, you can create in Disney style. So all these tools now, DALL-E was the only one, initial one from ChatGPT, which created images. Now Copilot can create, ChatGPT can create, Grok can create. So it's a text to image diffusion model trained on a massive data set of text and image pairs, which allows it to generate realistic and creative images from the text description. So last time I gave this presentation in IMA, very few people were there. So I asked it to create a logo for IMA conference. And this is the command that I give. It should have Ellora Ajanta themes. It should be held in, it is being held in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, etc. Audience and delegates are medical practitioners of Maharashtra. Create a logo. So this is what it came up with. This was, I think, I don't remember which tool created it. I think it was ChatGPT. Then I asked it the same question to another tool. This was the response. Another tool, this was the response. So you can use it to design logos of your organization, something like that. It can also be used to create medical images. You can give it command and it will create medical images. But I will tell you the restriction of this, because these images are not accepted in the journals. I use it for developing number of reels that I create for Instagram. I used it using this particular command, similarly like this. Now you have seen that these are the tools. What these tools are, everybody has seen. But then prompt engineering, something, how to give prompt, that is the art which will provide you the answer, proper answer. If you ask right questions, you will get right answers. So prompt engineering is nothing but art of asking AI the right questions. So basic prompt template you can see on the right. What is the role of the AI? What AI is supposed to do? So be an expert anesthetist. You can tell AI, be an expert. Task. What is the task it is supposed to do? In what context is to be done? In what format it is to be done? Constraints. Please restrict your answer to 300 words. Or make it 3 paragraphs. Or make it 10 lines, whatever. These are the constraints you can provide. For example, this one. Give anesthesia advice. It's a very poor prompt because it is too vague, no context, unclear purpose. What is a better prompt? You tell ChatGPT, you are an experienced anesthesiologist practicing in India. evaluate pre-anesthetic fitness for a 62-year-old male with hypertension and type 2 diabetes posted for elective laparoscopic cholecystectomy. Include ASA grading, required investigations, optimization steps, and anesthetic concerns. So you can try this such prompts so that it gives proper answer. Now, what are the ethical and legal issues? We are coming towards the end. So these models can be biased because the data that are used in training them is biased. We all know the biases. There are some left-leaning people, there are some right-leaning people, there are some people which are having bias towards a particular political party. So all these biases similarly can be entered in the this ChatGPT, Copilot, and other models also, because all these responses are based on the training. If the training is biased, responses will be biased. So because sometimes the algorithms are also biased, and they lead to production of inaccurate or misleading scientific writing, which we have to judge whether it is misleading or not. That's why you can't leave everything to ChatGPT. Ultimately, you have to decide what ChatGPT has done. Now, there is a concern about plagiarism because these tools are trained on some data, somebody's writing. Then AI tools can plagiarize text from other sources because it is trained in a similar fashion. You can ask it to wish a birthday to somebody using Shashi Tharoor style. So it will use Shashi Tharoor style. So it is in a way of plagiarism, which is a serious ethical violation that can have negative consequence for the author's reputation and career. Then medical journal guidelines. So AI tools can't be authors. You can't list like Sachin Kale and ChatGPT as authors. ChatGPT can't be authors. And if you are using ChatGPT for research purpose, it is mandatory that you disclose how you have used the ChatGPT, and this disclosure and transparency is mandatory. And what you should mention, what AI tool was used, whether ChatGPT was used, Gemini was used, Copilot, Grok, whatever, what version and date it was used, what part of your research work it assisted with. For example, did it help in summarizing the literature? Did it help in grammar edits? Did it help in data extraction? This part should come in your patients and methods section, or where the manuscript in AI was used, whether methodology, acknowledgements, where in the manuscript the AI was used. If you are using it in like manuscript, you have to specify whether it is used in methodology, acknowledgements, etc. Then authors, ultimately, even if you use AI, authors are responsible and accountable for whatever they accept it from ChatGPT and send it for publication. So ultimate responsibility is not with ChatGPT, but with authors. Now, journals and even this thesis, for thesis purpose also, now tools are there which can detect whether the particular paragraph is written by ChatGPT and other AI tools. There are multiple tools which can you can see on the left side: Zero GPT, Trace GPT, Winston, Scribr, Originality. There are so many tools that detect AI generated text. They are used by educators, researchers, and journal editors. So be wary that you might be caught if you are using ChatGPT. Now, what should you use ChatGPT and other AI tools in daily practice for? You can use it to create literature summaries. You can use it for patient education. You can use it to draft letters from clinical notes, and you can use it for academic writing. What you cannot use AI for is to individual patient diagnosis. You cannot give everything to AI for diagnosis. Means everything cannot be relied upon regarding the diagnosis provided by AI. You cannot use it for treatment decisions without verification. It can suggest you some treatment, but you are the judge. You have to verify whether it is correct or not. It is not a replacement for clinical judgment. It is, you should not enter confidential patient data. Patient's report came to you, patient ka report aa gaya, you took a picture and uploaded to ChatGPT including patient name. That is not right. Then critical time sensitive decisions should not be based on ChatGPT. Now, choosing the right AI tool. I have discussed many tools. So you need current information, you go to Perplexity or Gemini. You are writing paper, you can use ChatGPT Plus, Claude, or Genie AI. You are conducting a literature review, use Elicit, Consensus, or Research Rabbit. You are teaching or explaining concepts, use ChatGPT or Claude. You are creating presentations, use Gamma AI, ChatGPT plus manual formatting. You are fact-checking a medical information, go to Perplexity AI, or use a traditional resource like UpToDate. Then you are exploring citation network, Research Rabbit, and connected papers. And if you are using it for clinical documentation, ChatGPT and Claude with de-identified data only. So this is how you can use various tools for your various purposes. Now, when to use and not to use such tools. So first question you should ask is, does it matter if the output should be true? If the output shouldn't, it is not compulsory that output should be true. What is the problem? You can use it. क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है, even if it is wrong. But it is, if it is important that output should be true, next question is, do you have the expertise to verify that the output is accurate? So if I'm not, suppose I'm undergoing a surgery and I ask it a question about anesthesia, it gives me some answer, but do I have the expertise to verify its answer? I'm not an anesthetist. I'm a patient in that way. So I'm not qualified to use AI there. So it should not be used. But if I have the expertise, suppose you are an anesthetist, you are posing some anesthesia question and you have the expertise, the next question is, are you able and willing to take the full responsibility, legal, moral, etc. for missed inaccuracies? If you are not ready, do not use. If you are ready, then only use. So this is the algorithm by which you have to decide whether to use ChatGPT or not. Now, I have few questions and then I have rushed through. I usually people tell me I speak too fast because I'm worried that I will overshoot the time. So I might have spoken too fast. But now let us see whether you have understood whatever I'm telling or not. Please join the quiz. When you join the quiz, you put your names. Your names will appear here. All of you, please again scan the QR code. Join the quiz. Some P has joined. Welcome P. You can put your real names, Sujit sir, Avinash Bhosle sir, Mr. or Mrs. V, somebody has joined. Shweta Salgaonkar, Balaji sir has joined. Sanhita Kulkarni ma'am has joined. When I do this for our undergraduate students, they start putting funny emojis, funny names. That also happens. Somebody starts typing in Marathi, especially on mobile. So anyway, I guess that's all. There are people. So let's go to the first question. A resident wants to use ChatGPT to help draft a discharge summary for a complex patient with multiple comorbidities. Which approach is the most appropriate? I think the same questions must be there on your mobile. So देवी और सज्जनों, पहला सवाल आपके मोबाइल स्क्रीन पर. So you can answer. Let's see what answers have been given. So 50% have said copy the entire patient chart into ChatGPT for comprehensive summary. 50% have said create a de-identified hypothetical case with similar features. So what do you think is the correct answer?
C.
C.
C. So create a de-identified. So that's the correct answer. Create a de-identified hypothetical case with similar features is the correct answer. So are you ready for the next question? So ये रहा अगला सवाल आपके, I don't know whether mobile screen है या laptop screen पर, आपके mobile screen पर. An AI tool suggests a diagnosis you hadn't considered. The patient deteriorates after following AI influenced management. From a medical legal standpoint, what is right? So 100% people have understood our liability as a treating physician, which is again the correct answer. So next question on your mobile screen. Which of the following represents an appropriate use of AI in research according to current journal guidelines? So listing ChatGPT as a co-author is absolute no-no. There are a couple of articles which have listed ChatGPT as author, but then nowadays journals don't accept ChatGPT as a co-author. In the initial period, there was one article in which one person and ChatGPT is listed as author. So C is the correct answer, which is the answer given by majority of the people. Next question on your mobile screen. You ask ChatGPT about management of a rare syndrome and it provides detailed guidelines with specific drug dosages. What should be your first step? let's see what answers have been given again. So all of you have properly understood this particular scenario. Most of you must be using it. And if you are using something which I am not aware of, please share with me. I will also learn something, because this is a topic which is quite fluid and quite ever changing. So there are many lacunae that I am not even aware of. Anyway, chalo, next question: which prompt would yield the most clinically useful response from ChatGPT? So 100% people now know how to do a proper prompt engineering. So that's the correct answer. I think that's the end of the quiz. So V has stopped this quiz with 4 correct answers out of 5 in 1 minute 6 seconds. Who is V? Let's clap for V. Who is V? Can we unmute and speak up?
I am Dr. Kelkar.
Are
Oh.
wow, wow. Namaskar.
Congratulations, madam.
Congratulations, madam. And SSC is Sachin Nachne, I guess.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
congratulations, sir. Asmita, congratulations to you too. She's my better half, so she knows lot many things than me. She is my actually ChatGPT. So JA, with JA. Anyway, Sujit sir, congratulations. So
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
chalo, so with that, I have come to the end of my presentation. I hope you learned few things. It was quite nice of you to invite me here. I enjoyed a lot. I hope you have also enjoyed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This was an excellent presentation. I think because for short of time, we will take the question and answers after Sachin Nasne sir's presentation. Just I would like to add 2 things in your presentation. You have covered almost all the things. Now there are this live write from Microsoft. It is
Okay.
an AI assistant for writing academic papers. And
Okay.
after writing the papers, you have collected the data. Then there is question that which statistician to contact and how to get the work done from him. So for that, this Julius AI is an excellent
Okay.
AI which does all the work which is to be done by the statistician. So I think
Great.
these 2
Great.
things will be important for research work. Thank you,
Great.
sir. Thank you,
Sir, if you don't mind, I have to leave. So if you can ask few questions, if any are there, if you can allow me like 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, at the end
Yes.
we are going. So
Yes, Sangeeta ma'am.
I think we should take at the end.
actually,
Sachin, you have to take our class. It is not to absorb everything.
okay. Okay, I will log in from mobile then, because I was just going to some place. I will log in from mobile and answer from mobile. Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much
Thank
for your
Thank you,
lucid
sir.
lecture.
Thank you.
Now, I think Sheetal Dalal madam has left because she has had some work. Avinash Bhosle sir is there, no?
Yes, ma'am.
I request you to address few words for this webinar.
First, I congratulate to new team of AA, and this was a very excellent beginning of your tenure. This lecture was the presentation was excellent. We were knowing only ChatGPT and Google search and only thing where we were knowing that. But now I see so many tools are there, and it will be very useful for our medical fraternity, and when we are doing presentation and all that thing. Thank you very much for this.
Okay, thank you, sir. Shilpa madam, your precious words are needed.
Please don't call me madam. I'm so much junior to you.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was very nice for arranging this webinar, and I learned a lot of things. As Avinash sir said, I knew only 2-3, maybe the Grok, Gemini, and ChatGPT, and really great. It was right from basics. And thank you, AA team, for arranging this and for inviting me. I was relaxing and listening entirely. Thank you so much. And congratulations on a very nice webinar.
Thank you for your these encouraging words. Now we will move to our next speaker, Dr. Sachin Nasne. Vasanti, over to you for further proceedings in this session.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Robotic surgery is becoming increasingly popular in recent years, but anesthetizing a patient for robotic assisted surgery is not so simple and presents the anesthesiologist with number of challenges related to patient surgery as well as the anesthesia itself. In our second topic, Dr. Sachin Nachane is going to throw some light on these problems. Dr. Sachin Nachane doesn't require much introduction to anesthesiologist from Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. He is a young, dynamic honorary secretary of AAA. He obtained his MD degree from Grand Medical College and JJ Group of Hospitals. Currently, he is working as consultant anesthesiologist in Kaman Nayan Bajaj Hospital since 16 years. He has received President Appreciation Award in 2018 Shirdi Conference. He has also presented many papers in the conferences. He is a qualified financial advisor and has delivered many talks on financial freedom. He is a passionate runner and cyclist, did 3 full marathons and more than 35 half marathons. He is one of the few anesthesiologists in Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar who has hands-on experience in anesthesia for robotic surgery. Over to you, Dr. Sachin.
Yes, thank you very much, Vasanti madam, for such a nice words. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. Now coming after a very good lecture by Sachin sir, we are coming to the anesthetic care for a patient posted for a robotic surgery. Now, technological advances in medicine and surgery have undoubtedly changed today's medicine practice, and one of the most important recent development is adaptation of these computer assisted robots. Now, there are more than 200 centers in India which have surgical robotic system, and around 45,000 surgeries are performed every year by these centers. Just a second. Now, as the number of the surgeons adapt and learn this new tool, there is a long learning phase, and hence the anesthesiologist should know the basic knowledge of the system to formulate the anesthesia plan and recognize the potential complication to provide a safe patient care. Today's medical robotic system can trace their origin to the US Department of the Defense desire to decrease the war casualties. Now, Department of Defense sought this system that allowed the combat surgeon to rapid assess the wounded soldiers on the battlefield from a safe distance. Thus, the concept of telerobotic surgery was born. Now, first laparoscopic cholecystectomy was performed in 1987, and since then, a widespread acceptance by the surgeon for the variety of the procedures. The convergence of the concept of this telerobotic and the laparoscopic surgery eventually developed into two FDA-approved telerobotic surgeries. These basically were Zeus and the Da Vinci's. Now, in 1997, first robotically assisted surgery was performed, and later on, the Da Vinci was taken over. Da Vinci took over the Zeus system. Now, basically, robotic device is a powered computer-controlled manipulator with artificial sensing that can be reprogrammed to move and position the tool to carry out the wide range of the task. But the robotic system used in surgery today are computer-assisted device and are not true robot because they lack the independent motions and pre-program actions. However, they offer a significant advantages such as the three-dimensional magnified view, visibility of difficult to reach areas, easier instrument manipulation, and possibility of remote site surgery. More accurate descriptor of these devices is computer enhanced telemanipulators. So basically the surgeon is teleported to the operative site and he is able to manipulate the instrument teleported to the side, and the surgeon is able to manipulate the surgical instrument. The surgical robot performs the task under the surgeon's control, and the robot does not replace the surgeon here, but instead perform and enhances the precision of the surgeon's hand, and hence this is called as a master and slave system. So the Da Vinci robotic system basically consists of three parts. The first one is the consoles, where the surgeon sits and attaches his hands on the console. And from here, the hands of the motions are transmitted to the instruments of the proper surgical robots. There is a three-dimensional viewer from which the surgeon views, and he can view the surgical field. The console has a place where surgeon can adjust the ergonomics of the instruments. Manipulating the robot and simultaneously looking into the viewer, the surgeon can simulate the experience of being present in the operating field. The computer that runs the entire system is housed in the console. The console has other capabilities that allow the specific adjustment of the video system. The motion scaling can be adjusted from 1:1 to 1:5. It means that if keep the setting as 1:5, 5 inches of the hand motion can transmit 1 inches motion to the surgical instruments. That is, can effectively filter out the tremors of the surgeons. One of the safety feature into the system is infrared center that crosses the plane of the viewer. The console will not move any of the robotic instrument unless the surgeon is in the position to view the surgical field. That is, when the surgeon removes his head from the console, the instrument will froze as it is. The foot pedals on the console allow the surgeons to control the electrocautery, ultrasonic instrument, adjust the focal point of the camera, disengage the robotic instrument, and alternate between the robotic arms. Now the second part is the tower, which contains the camera assembly, the video equipments to record the surgery, and a two-dimensional monitor to see the surgical field to other surgeons, assistants, and the OT staff. Beside that, there are insufflators and the electrocautery housed in this tower system. Now coming to the third and the most important part is the robot itself. Now it consists of 3 or 4 arms. The center arm generally holds the video telescope, while the right and left arm will hold the manipulative surgical instruments. The original Da Vinci system had 3 arms. The fourth arm was later added. This is generally the relative position in the operation theater, where the surgeon sits on the console at one end of the table, and this is the tower with the vision card, and the robot can be docked to the patient according to the type of the surgery. These are the assistant to the surgeons. Now, what are the advantages of this surgery? Now, recently, there has been enormous push towards the increasing use of the minimally invasive surgery. Now, distinct advantages of the general laparoscopic assisted surgery is smaller incision, fewer cuts, less pain and discomfort, faster recovery, reduced risk of the infection, and decreased hospital stay, and hence improved patient satisfaction. But one distinct advantage of robotically assisted surgery over the laparoscopic surgery is improved operative field visibility with a 3-dimensional vision. Now here, each eye of the surgeons is linked to a separate camera system, and hence the human brain then processes each image, giving the surgeon depth of the perceptions. So he will get a 3-dimensional vision. Beside that, there is a huge magnification of around 10x magnification that helps the surgeon for better screening and greater precision with minimal blood flow and less chances of blood transfusion. Finally, there is one robotic system allow for more ergonomic and anatomical control, which mimics like a human wrist. So it has around 7 degrees of the movements versus the 4 degrees of the movement in case of a laparoscopic surgery. So this is also called as an endo wrist. Despite of so many advantages, there are many limitations to the robotic surgery, and these are the higher cost. huge initial cost to purchase the robotic instruments and a recurring annual service contract fee. Beside that, there is each surgical instrument has a limited life of 10 to 12 surgical procedures. So reordering a consumable instrument adds significant cost to the robotic program. Currently, the robotic system lacks the tactile feedback from the instrument. Now, the surgeon must therefore rely on the visual cues to modulate the amount of tension and pressure applied to the organ damage and give a proper traction while applying for the sutures. Staff must be trained for some unexpected malfunction of the robotic instruments. Now, special training is required for both the surgeon and the OT staff. So there is a long learning curve for the surgeon, so increase the initial OT setup time. Beside all that, several disadvantages, there are some other disadvantages that are the robot itself is very bulky, and the several pieces, that is the 3 parts of the robot instrument, can take a large amount of precious operating room space. Beside that, there is a large size of the robot itself. So making the position of the robotic arms is extremely important to avoid the collision of the own arms. Invasion of the anesthesiologist's workplace is almost always unavoidable due to the overbearing size of the robot. And this may impair the anesthesiologist's ability to quickly assess the patient. So patient must be correctly positioned before docking the robot to the patient, because once the robot is docked, you cannot change the position of the patient. Another important thing is always lock the OT table, because if the table moves accidentally, the patient will be crushed in between the table and the robotic arms. The surgical procedures performed with the surgical procedure performed with the surgical robots are cardiothoracic surgeries like the coronary artery bypass surgery. Initially, the Da Vinci robotic system were designed for the cardiothoracic surgeries only. There are but increasing number of the other surgical procedures utilizing the robot, like the urological radical prostatectomy and pelvic node dissection, along with the gynecological procedures like simple hysterectomy and salpingo-oophorectomy, with colorectal surgery like the colectomy and rectal resection. Some of the otolaryngologists and ophthalmologists are also using this surgical system. Now, what are the anesthetic consideration of this robotic surgery? Now, in order to provide a safe anesthesia care, safe patient care, the anesthesiologist must understand the ramification of robotic assisted surgery on anesthetic management. So several important issues related to the robotic surgery are the patient positioning, duration of the surgery, hypothermia, hemodynamic and respiratory effects, and occult blood loss. Coming to the patient positioning, the robotic surgery with Da Vinci system does not allow for change in the patient position once the robot is docked. Therefore, the robot should be docked only when the patient is optimally positioned for the surgery. The patient position varies with the surgical procedure, and anesthesiologist should be cognizant about the optimal placement of the position before docking the robot. The procedure in the pelvis is generally required lithotomy and stiff tendon bug position. Now, and the procedure in upper abdomen are best done in the supine position with reverse tendon bug position. Now, this extreme position, there is a risk of patients sliding from the OT table. So restraint like the shoulder support should be given. A foam egg crate mattress can be used, which increase the traction and it prevents patient's movements. Now remember, some procedure require patient's airway at a distance from the anesthesiologist, so patient airway will not be accessible. OT table will be rotated about 90 to 180 degree depending upon the surgical procedure and docking of the robot. So since these procedures, the initial learning curve is very high, the time required may be very long. Hence, always remember to pad the pressure point adequately. Difficult to assess patient intraoperatively because of the too much space is taken by the robot. Now, as I already mentioned, table should always be locked. Beside that, there is a pneumoperitoneum with CO2 insufflation, and this and stiff positioning create a multi-system assault on the body, mainly mainly to the respiratory and the cardiovascular system. On the physiological changes in cardiovascular system are, once the proper position has been achieved, there is intraoperative consideration must be addressed, and physiological perturbations during the robotic surgery are similar to that of the laparoscopic or thoracoscopic surgery. In laparoscopic procedure associated with phasic changes in the hemodynamic parameters like increase in the systemic vascular resistance, increase in the mean arterial pressure, increase in filling pressure, increase in central venous pressure, and increase in pulmonary capillary wedge pressure. There is decrease in the 50% decrease in the cardiac index during the first 10 minutes of CO2 insufflation, and 10 to 30% reduction in the cardiac output. If you see the changes in the respiratory system, it is greatly impaired by CO2 insufflation, and there is 30 to 50% reduction in the pulmonary compliance. It reduces the functional residual capacity due to diaphragmatic elevation. Peak airway pressures are increased, plateau pressures are increased, and intrathoracic pressures are also increased. There is increase in the cerebral blood flow and increase in intracranial pressure. The hepatic vein and portal vein flow is decreased, and the microcirculation is also hepatic microcirculation also decreased. Renal artery blood flow is also decreased. Gastric and mesenteric microcirculation blood flow is also decreased. Maintaining the anesthesia. Now, some concerns had been raised about the applicability of the robotic and the laparoscopic surgeries in obese patients. Now, arterial oxygenation is significantly impaired in obese patient in the general and under the general anesthesia, especially in pneumoperitoneum and stiff Trendelenburg position. So you can increase the FiO2 to 100%. There is something called as permissible hypercarbia that allowed this PaCO2 to increase up to 40 to 45 mmHg. Fluid replacement should be, the crystalloid generally have a short half-life, and by gravitational effect in Trendelenburg position, the edema may quickly appears around the eyes, face, and the upper airway. So these patients can give problems after post-extubation. There may be a respiratory distress. So restrict the crystalloid fluid, and some diuretics may help to decrease this edema. Ensure the patient can breathe around the endotracheal tube with a deflated cuff before extubation. Sometimes just prolonging the extubation for some time and keeping the patient in a propped up position post-operatively can decrease the edema around the upper airway. So in the literature, it is mentioned that around 15-degree head low or Trendelenburg position is sufficient, but surgeon will always ask, are you sure this, you cannot give more head low? So always optimize the position and the patient before docking the surgical robot. Now, this is the respiratory system changes. You can see the change in the flow volume loop after giving the stiff head low position. The brown one will be the brown loop. The flow volume loop is being the before giving the position, and the blue one are the after giving the Trendelenburg position. This is the docking up of the surgical robot. Now, initial learning phase, this OT staff required a lot of time for docking the position of the robot, but later on they are trained and it can be done in few minutes. This is proper surgical position where the hand motions are translated into the proper surgical system, and you can see the surgical field in the 2D monitor. You can also attach, have another monitor or slave monitor for the convenience of the OT person. The complications of the robotic system. Robotic instruments can malfunction or stuck, and even if they can break if tries to remove forcefully. The staff must be trained and prepared to quickly detach the robot and remove the robot from the patient in the event of an emergency. When the emergency can be declared by surgeon or an anesthesiologist, bedside assistant removes the robotic instrument and scrub technician detach the robotic arm, circulator physically undocks and moves the robot to the away from the patient, and then team converts to the open surgery while anesthesiologist leads the resuscitation. And all the staff should practice this undocking because it's a very, sometimes when required, you need to do it really fast. What is the future directions of the robotic surgery? The future of the robotic surgery seems promising. However, there are still many unanswered questions as this technique still in its infancy. Now, initial high cost is the main limiting factor of the robotic surgery. This can be addressed as in case with the most manufactured good volume of the increasing volume of the robot can decrease the per unit cost production of the robot. That's the case with the manufacturing goods. Now, next generation system can have a haptic feedback, that is the tactile sense touch, allowing the surgeons to feel and manipulate the tissue in real time, improving the safety of the patient. Artificial intelligence will enhance the precision and efficiency of the robotic system. Similarly, there are some semi-autonomous or fully autonomous systems are emerging for tasks like simple suturings. Robots are becoming smaller and more precise for enabling the super microsurgeries on vessels as small as 0.3 to 0.8 millimeter of the vessels. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin. This was very good presentation. You have rightly mentioned about the problems associated with the robotic surgery, particularly the problems because of the stiff Trendelenburg position for a longer duration, which causes not only respiratory problems, but also the edema around the face and airway edema can occur. So you have rightly mentioned about that. I would like to add 1 or 2 points. The one thing is that because of this robotic surgery, which may last for a longer duration, and there are lot many instruments around the patient, so patient should not move during the surgery. So for that, you have to instead of using atracurium, that is short acting muscle relaxant, try to use vecuronium. That is one thing. Second thing is that you should not give muscle relaxant at a variable interval. So try to give vecuronium maybe at 30 minutes, every 30 minutes, without looking for the patient movement. That is one thing. Or you can also use infusion of the muscle relaxant.
Infusion of the pumps.
So
Yes,
that
sir,
is
exactly.
very important because once the instruments are inside the patient's abdomen, and if patient moves, then it can cause trauma to the patient. So, and it may also cause damage to the instruments, and we all know that these instruments are very costly. So that is one thing. And second, I would like to know whether in these patients you like to use conventional reversal agent, or you would like to use Sugammadex for these patients.
As long as the patient is out of this, I mean, a lot of time has been elapsed after giving the last dose of the relaxant, then you can use a conventional myopyrrolate or neostigmine glycopyrrolate. If you think that there is sometimes removal of the undocking process also required sometimes, so undocking and removal of the port suturing sometimes required a lot of time. So then you can use conventional neostigmine glycopyrrolate, or even you can use Sugammadex also.
I think particularly now you are working with few of the robotic surgeons, and few of them have improved the total duration. So now they are very quickly doing
Yes.
surgery. So in that case, we can definitely switch over to the Sugammadex.
Yeah,
But those
definitely.
surgeries where the surgical time is very long, suppose the surgery is lasted for 6 to 8 hours, then we should not hurry to extubate the patient. Because of
Exactly.
this brief Trendelenburg position, there is a lot of edema around the eyes, around the face, and we are not sure whether this patient will breathe properly. So instead of immediately extubating on the table, I think we should wait for some time. As you are shown in your one of the slide, that we should give head up position, then try giving Lasix or some other diuretic so that the edema resides, and then later on you can extubate. Maybe instead of extubating on table, you can extubate in the post-operative
Yes, yes,
recovery, or you
yes,
can
exactly,
shift the
sir.
patient to the ICU and then you can plan the extubation, particularly for long duration surgeries where there is a lot of edema around the face. So I think
Yes,
that
yes.
is very important. So
Yes, yes. My
thank you for this
experience with
very good.
Sugamadex is that patient arouse very fast, and
Yes.
uh, so so you'll have to extubate is on table. So you cannot give after giving Sugamadex, you cannot keep the patient in the recovery room intubated.
So for short duration surgeries, probably you can use the Sugamadex. For
Yes.
the long duration surgeries, I think we should not hurry to extubate the patient.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
May
Thank you.
I
This
add
was
a
an excellent
hello?
presentation. Yes, Balai sir, please.
Sachin, it's a very nice
Yes,
and
sir.
excellent presentation by both the
Yes, thank you,
speakers.
sir.
Congratulations, AA, for holding such a wonderful activity.
Thank you, sir.
Sachin has covered almost our point, but he has mentioned about deflating the cuff while before extubation. That is leak test. Means
Yes.
this, if it is a leak is there, means there is less chance that laryngeal edema is present. And laryngeal edema is also very common when patient is such a stiff head down position for prolonged period of time. Secondly, I feel restrictive fluid strategy is more desirable in this field rather than giving unrestricted fluid, because chances of facial edema, laryngeal edema, airway edema is very, very common. So you should monitor input and output
Yes.
throughout the period. Thirdly, I think pressure control ventilation many times helps in such head
Yes.
down position rather than restricting yourself to only volume control ventilation. Pressure control ventilation offers a better oxygenation, better expansion of the lung. Then once patient is docked, you should not touch the remote.
Yeah.
That is very, very important, because it's very risky if you touch remote, you change the position of the patient, and when instruments are inside, there are high chance that perforation occurs, or it may counter injure the gut. And last point which I wanted to make is after suppose there occurs a sudden emergency, means patient suffer a cardiac arrest, then undocking itself take at least more than 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So CPR is also not possible at that point. So whenever you are suspecting that patient is deteriorating, or don't wait till arrest occurs, you should
Yes, sir.
act beforehand. That points I feel are very,
Yeah.
very important when you are managing robot.
Very
Yes, very interesting and informative lecture, Sachin.
Thank you,
Do
sir.
you give any block or any regional anesthesia as co-adjuvant or as a post-operative for a post-operative pain relief? Epidural
No,
or
sir. No, sir. We generally use opioids and a fentanyl patch. No, block is not given.
for post-operative or for adjuvant to general anesthesia? Typically, we were previously giving epidural for epidural and general anesthesia, or spinal and general anesthesia for laparoscopic surgery. Like that, anything you are doing or not?
Sir, actually,
We don't
there is
have.
a 3D and 3D view, and there is a very well magnification to the surgeon's view. So the tissue damage or pain is as such low in this patient. So we generally manage post-operative pain with opioids and some NSAIDs.
Okay.
Sangeeta madam, can I add something?
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
please.
yes,
Yeah,
please.
so we are in the learning phase. We have just started and we put epidural. Our surgeon probably takes longer time
Yeah.
and we put epidural, yeah. And I wanted to ask how much CVP do we maintain and what urine output per hour are we looking at?
Yes, 0.5 ml per kg per hour urine output should be maintained in these patients.
So with that increased intra-abdominal pressure and little lower MAP, sometimes the urine output is not that satisfactory per hour. So what
If
do you do?
prolonged-
Start
yeah.
supports or just increase fluids?
I think you can give, if the procedure is very prolonged, we can try giving some small doses of the colloids instead of a crystalloid.
Prolonged procedure, how long such prolonged procedure means for how long period?
Madam, generally, simple hysterectomies are performed nowadays within 1.5 hours. So everything after induction, docking, and procedure will be completed. So simple hysterectomies are, and this time is reducing. Now we have done almost 70, more than 75 simple hysterectomies, and the proper robotic dock time is reduced to around 40-45 minutes. Now, the complicated procedures or colorectal surgery or malignancy like prostatectomy, these require more time, like the 3.5-4 hours. So in these patients, then you have to monitor the output very well. And if the output is not achieving, so instead of after giving some bolus crystalloids, you shift over to the small colloid doses. So this will help to increase the urine output, and the colloid will not generally cause the edema.
Sachin sir, whether you are using the TIVA or inhalational agents only for the maintenance of the cases?
Inhalational as well as this relaxant, not total TIVA. Inhalational agents we are using.
And about Dexmed?
Yes, Dexmed is definitely required. It decreases the hemodynamic response to the pneumoperitoneum.
Okay.
Dr. Sachin, may I?
Yes, madam, please.
Routinely, which tube do you use? Armor tube or normal endotracheal
No,
tube?
normal endotracheal tube, unless the position is something different. For a simple hysterectomy, it will be a normal endotracheal tube. Just the connection should be very tight, because you don't have the access if something disconnected. Okay, so always remember before draping, the connections to the endotracheal tube, all the circuits should be tight.
Yeah, and apart from the edema and respiratory complication, which other complication you see frequently, like positioning related to the position?
Yeah, related to the position, we have not seen any major complications, but you have to remember to pad the pressure point very well.
Conjunctival edema and
Conjunctival edema do occur, yes, madam, due to Trendelenburg and long-standing procedure. If you are doing a robotic prostatectomy, which is going on for 4.5 hours, 5 hours, then definitely a conjunctival edema.
I think apart from these minor problems, the main problem in robotic surgery is when the patient is obese, and this Trendelenburg position will cause very high airway pressures, and
Yes.
it becomes very difficult to maintain the ATCO2 in the desired level. So that is the problem. And as Sachin has already mentioned, that many times you should allow ATCO2 to rise at a permissible level. So that is the problem. But once the surgery is done, then you can give the head-up position, hyperventilate the patient, and then once the ATCO2 is within the normal range, then we can plan the extubation. So this is particularly seen in because many patients, obese patients, are now coming for the robotic surgeries, and that is the problem we face during intraoperative period.
Yes. Particularly laparoscopic surgery, where pneumoperitoneum is created, and when we are giving a slip straddle or a down general position.
Yes.
Another point. Another important point. Acha, Pramod. Another important point is if patient is obese, short stretcher patient, and if you are giving head down position, and if patient is not maintaining the saturation, endobronchial intubation is very common. So you must ensure, even though you fix tube at proper place, but due to this pneumoperitoneum, there occurs what we call as splinting of diaphragm. Endobronchial intubation occurs, and you are all the time thinking that why saturation patient is not maintaining. So you should be sensitive for that.
Mhm.
Another common complication is hypothermia. It's
Yes,
very,
yes,
very
that's why
common.
I'm calling on
So
it.
you have to be, you must give warm fluid, you must use warmer,
Correct.
and take all the precautions to avoid, because OT is also very chilled and duration is more, gases are also chilled. So hypothermia is very, very common.
That's how I want to mention the same. And another issue is that as the patient is obese and for prolonged period, there is a chance of DVT,
Yes.
and you are restricting the fluid.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
all the time you have to
Yes.
be cautious, and you have to give adequate fluid. And not only the crystalloid, only colloid also intermittently is useful. And take the urine output catheter in front of you. So it is, as it is so draped, you cannot use it. So the urine output should be always in front of you, and warming blankets should be ready, because you don't know how much time is required if surgery is not that much well to do with that, or initial.
Yes, yes. Fluid warmers can
So
also
fluid
be
warmers and
yeah.
warming blankets also can be done.
DVT is a really very big problem. You
Yes,
must
correct.
use ideally
Stockings.
DVT prophylaxis, DVT stocking, and that DVT pumps for prolonged surgery, and that too Trendelenburg position, lithotomy position. Patient is very, very prone for DVT.
This is particularly true for a surgeon who has just started
Yes, correct.
doing robotic
Yes,
surgery. So
correct.
even for simple cases, the duration will be long, and you have to take care of the DVT. And another problem, particularly if surgeon has posted the patient for radical cystectomy, in conventional or the open cystectomy, there is a lot of blood loss. Though we expect less blood loss in robotic surgeries, but I think in initial few cases, there will be a lot of blood loss. So we should be ready with the blood products.
Whether
Very
we
good.
require, sir, always the
And
invasive
how the
monitoring.
post
Yes, Pratna
Yes.
madam.
Whether we require the invasive monitoring always?
No, no,
Not
no.
really.
General
No.
simple procedure does not require any invasive monitoring.
But if
But
your patient is high risk, suppose a
high risk.
cardiac patient is posted for such high risk robotic surgery where the
We did
surgical
one
duration for
yeah,
long time, then definitely you can consider invasive monitoring.
we did one bilateral pheochromocytomas, and definitely such patients required hemodynamic monitoring.
Yes, yes.
and how was the post-op pain score as compared to routine surgery?
Yeah, it's definitely pain score is definitely good in as compared to the routine open surgeries.
And
So
do you
whenever
prefer pressure? Do you prefer pressure ventilation or volume control ventilation?
Generally, we start with the volume control ventilation. If the patient is giving some problem, then we switch over to the pressure control ventilation.
I think whenever
Because
we want
airway
to start,
pressure usually rises.
Yeah, they usually rise with the steep Trendelenburg position and with the pneumoperitoneum. But most of the patient, 90% of the patient, they tolerate these changes. If you give the position very slowly, I mean over a period of 10 minutes.
I think
Very
whenever
nice presentation. Huh?
yes, yes.
Thank you very
And
much.
discussion also we had very good discussion. And whenever we start this robotic surgery, we should go to Sachin and learn everything. That will be very practical. Okay, now we are
Yes.
moving towards the last part of this session. Over to you, Pradnya.
Thank you, madam.
Thanks.
Good evening, all. Towards the end, this is great pleasure to extend my sincere gratitude for both the speakers for their enlightening inputs on the current topics. It is very well description and a lecture by Sachin Kale sir, and he has really explained very well with his experience about the game-changing AI tools. Everything he has included in his topic, right from the diagnosis, clinical judgment, and the research, and including the examination also. So I thank Dr. Sachin Kale sir. It is very great and practical lecture by Dr. Sachin Natsne sir, and it was pleasure to listen your experienced lecture, sir. I sincerely thank again the office bearers of the SAMS, President Dr. Avinash Bhosle sir, Dr. Karne sir, Vice President, Dr. Sheetal Dalal Madam, Honorary Secretary, Dr. Rajesh Dagadpalle sir, President-elect, Dr. Sachin Sandolkar sir, Treasurer, and Dr. Shilpa Tivaskar Madam for attending this session and giving their valuable time and the opinions also, and involving in the discussions also. Then I extend my thanks to our past SAMS President, Dr. Balaji sir, Dr. Sujit Khade sir for accepting our invitation for the chairing the session and sharing their expert comments regarding the topic. I thank Geneca Technologies for their technical support. I sincerely thank my AA team for the encouragement and the support it has provided. And lastly, very big thank you all the delegates attending the activity on the Zoom platform. Without you, this activity may not be possible. And a very good discussion at the end for great clinical knowledge. Thank you again for all the supporting hands behind this webinar for their help. Lastly, I will say that please stay connected with us in upcoming year 2026. Happy New Year, happy and healthy, prosperous New Year to all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, Sangeeta Madam, Sachin, Vasanti Madam, all the office bearers, Pradna Madam, for excellent activity. You have started with
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you all.
and you will definitely
will-
continue
And,
this
We'll meet again
next year. Yes, madam.
on this
Thank you.
In
platform.
January, we
Congratulations.
will meet again.
Bhosle sir, thank you. Thank you
Congratulations
so
all.
much.
Thank you, Bhosle sir.
thank you very much, and Happy New Year to all.
Yes. Thank you, Avinash Bhosle sir.
Happy New Year to all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, Shilpa and Bhosle sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Nice.
Thank you. Bye.